The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
A girl, 22 years old, came from France a number of years ago here to Eretz Yisrael. A good frum girl, didn't speak a word, anything but French. Only spoke French. And she came here, she joined one of the kibbutz somewhere in Israel. And she tried to find her zivug, to find the shidduch, and it wasn't going. And month after month was passing, it just wasn't happening. And she was getting more and more upset, more and more sad. She thought Eretz Yisrael was the place that she'd be able to find the shidduch. There's so much opportunity, people told her. And she went to different places to get different brachas. And at one point somebody said to her, why don't you go and get a bracha from the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivas HaNegev, Rabbi Yisachar Meir, a very big tzaddik. Go get a bracha from him. Nothing to lose. So she goes and knocks on the door. She goes up, and she goes to in Netivot, where he lived. She knocks on the Rosh Yeshiva's door, and the Bnei Beis say, the family answer. She says, I've come to get a bracha from the Rosh Yeshiva. And listen, the Rosh Yeshiva's not so well, not so feeling good. He's an older man. I can't let you in. She says, you have to understand, please. She's talking in French. There happened to be a girl there who spoke in French, so she was translating to the family members. You have to understand, I really need a bracha, and you're looking for a shidduch. I'm getting older. I really need a bracha. So they said, okay, fine, you know what we'll do? We'll go inside and we'll ask the Rav, he can give you a bracha. He can't come out, he can't speak to you, but at least maybe he can give you a bracha from where he is. Fine. So they come out a couple of minutes later, and he said, yeah, the Rosh Yeshiva sent a very, very warm bracha, and he said, I'm going to give you an eitzah. And the eitzah is that every day, for the next 30 days, open up a Tehillim and say chapter 8, chapter 13, chapter 22, and chapter 50. Say those every single day for the next 30 days, and in Mitzvah Shem you'll have a Yeshua. Okay, she's very happy to hear that. A bracha from a tzaddik with also an eitzah. She goes out and she continues and she does it. She comes back 2 months later and she knocks on the door and she says, I need to speak to the Rosh Yeshiva. And they say, you have to understand, he's an older man, he's still sick, I can't let you in. She says, you don't understand. If the Rosh Yeshiva will hear my news, he'll be a healthier person. They said, what is it? And again, there she is interpreting in French, talking in French to a girl there who's interpreting to somebody else. And she says, I became a kala. I followed the instructions of the Rosh Yeshiva. I did what he said. I became a kala. And I want to tell the Rosh Yeshiva. And they went to tell the Rosh Yeshiva. He wasn't able to come out, but he said, Mazel Tov, he gave her lots of brachas. Just before she left, somebody said to the girl, this is the girl who was translating, she said, tell me something. Do you read Hebrew? So the girl says, no, I don't read Hebrew. So how did you say those Tehillim every single day? She said, what do you mean? I followed the Rav's instructions to the T. I opened up a Tehillim. I said, God, I'm saying chapter 8, chapter 13, chapter 22, and chapter 50. And lo and behold, Kosh Baruch Hu gave me a shidduch. You know what that means? That means that we don't necessarily have to understand. Of course, it's good to understand, and we should understand, and we should work in understanding. But here's someone that had such pure Emunah, such pure faith in her tefillah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered her. And every single one of us have the same opportunity every time we walk into the Beis Medrash, or even when we're at home, and we open up a siddur, or even if we don't open up a siddur, but we just daven to the Rabbi Nishtam.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org.